Welcome to Educators with Oil. I'm your host, Ronnette Branham, and I have a special guest host, my cousin Regina Lewis, who is a personal finance manager. And I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself.
Excellent. Hey, Cuz.
Hi,
Good to
how are
see you. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you today. I'm so excited about your podcast, and everything that you're doing is excellent, excellent. So, hello, everyone. Yes, I'm Regina Lewis. I'm the CEO of Brightway Financial Planning and Lifestyle Guidance, LLC. And I'm also an adjunct professor at Hampton University, where I teach personal finance and business finance. So I'm real excited that Ronnette invited me today to speak about personal finances to her very personal, specific audience. And we're excited about that. All teachers, right, Ronnette? Is all teachers?
Yes, mostly teachers. I have other viewers too who are enjoying the program as well, but it's aimed towards teachers. Yes.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, this platform, or my platform, is I like to introduce individuals to personal financial planning, provide some little tidbits to help them improve or to kind of expound or expand on their financial portfolio. And so I do seminars, I do workshops. And so I'm just excited about what God has instilled in me and has given me the opportunity to be able to provide the information that I've learned through the years to your audience and other audience of the like. So I've been doing this I've been actually in the financial arena for about 40 years now. So I'm about 40 years.
40?
I've been working in finance for 40 years. Yeah,
I thought I heard you wrong. Okay.
No. I've been working for the federal government in finance for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, and I've been teaching personal finance for about 13 years at Hampton University. And I also, I'm just like yourself, I have a master's degree in financial management. Well, it's in what's my master's in? Here you go. I have a master's in public administration with a concentration in financial management.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, all my life I've been doing finance. So I'm real excited about that opportunity. So thank you for having me this evening.
Thank you for coming. I sat in on a couple of your seminars. I sat in one in the entirety, and then the other one last week. I just got the end of it. But just talking to you about this episode right here, I remember things that you taught before and then that I forgot about. So just even talking to you for a few minutes helped me just to get my perspective right about saving, even just a little bit.
Right.
Each time I get paid. So some things I forgot, and then I remember, why didn't I keep doing that? So I'm excited about what you're going to talk about today.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah, you mentioned my workshop. I did a workshop this past Saturday, and which I'm going to do this evening as well. I actually started a budget or created a budget from A to Z, and I talked to my audience about it, and it was very well received. I received some great compliments, excellent questions, and people were motivated. And I was so excited because that's what I like to do, motivate people to generate them and use that verb action to do something. So that was excellent. I'm glad about that. So I'm thinking I'll probably do more of those, because when you say budget, people get, they back up a little bit. That's the word they don't want to talk about, because they don't really want to talk about finances.
Yeah.
But it is something that we should and can address. And I found I'm a budgeteer. I budget my personal. I do it every year, and I have been religiously doing it, and it has helped me tremendously. So I'm excited about being able to help people. So that's what I plan to do when I retire, is continue to do seminars and just help one-on-one consultations and help people get, their personal finances in order, because, God wants us to be a good steward over our finances. He doesn't want us to be struggling. That's not what he wants from his people.
Right. Yeah. So I think I'm already motivated, because I keep a budget, but I'm thinking I used to keep it like a strict budget, but I kind of fell off a little bit. So this has been just inspiration right here to me to go back to the drawing board and sit down and write out a budget. just by you even speaking about it, it brings it to the forefront. Because we could act
Right.
like we don't remember, and then we have issues with our money. We can have some issues, but just because you're here right now, it's going to put it back to the forefront for me.
Right. And I found that people they think they have it up here. So that
Yeah.
but when you put it on paper and you can see, and because I think you should know where your money goes. And
Yeah.
that way, when you're educated and you're more knowledgeable about where your money goes, then you're more conscientious and become more disciplined, and you can achieve those personal financial goals. And I like to tell people, you don't have to be a millionaire to
No.
be able to create, put yourself in a great financial position. You don't have to be. Whatever
No.
money you make, whatever your salary is, then you'll know, and then you'll know the things that you need to do to improve, or maybe, and then you'll be like, hey, I'm doing pretty good. You find out eventually that you are doing pretty good for yourself. Yes.
Right. Especially you can keep track of it better.
You can
Because if
track.
you don't have a written out budget, then you're spending money, and then before you know it, it's gone. You're like, I didn't pay this, or I didn't pay this, or what happened to my money?
Exactly.
What
Exactly. And then I have what I'm going to share with your audience today is a monthly budget, because I know my daughter's a teacher, and in speaking with you, I know teachers, most teachers get paid on once a month in most cases, but I know when you and I were talking that you do get paid bi-monthly. So but sometimes when you're only getting paid once a month, it's a struggle, because once you get that money, pay your bills, and if you're not disciplined enough to allocate your resources, then you'll find yourself short until you're waiting for your next payday or paycheck. So I'm going to try to give some little tidbits today to kind of help bridge that gap and just help people do a little better with their finances. So I'm excited. I'm real excited.
I am too. I'm trying to find. It says share screen. How do I let you share your screen? Do you need it yet or no?
Well, yeah, you can actually go ahead and set it up. Okay, so when you go, okay, I did something myself. So when you hit, it says share by others or something, I believe. Do you see it when you hit
share screen? Oh, okay. Multiple. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, and then that would allow me to share my
when you get ready to.
Right, when I get ready.
Okay.
So you just let me know when you're ready, and we'll just jump right in.
I'm ready for you right now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So one thing that I wanted to kind of talk about is I have, and you probably might not be able to see it, but I have a consumable workbook that is an introduction to financial planning and budgeting. And because your podcast is education with all. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Educators with all. Yeah. And so that's pretty timely, because in my workbook, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just highlight some of the items in here when it says, and it says in Proverbs 3:9, we must honor the Lord with all our wealth, and we do this because we believe and trust God. If we do this, so shall our homes be overflowing and filled with plenty. Scripture says God will supply all our needs. And I'm an advocate for that. I believe in that. And then it says, he has entrusted to us certain monetary blessings because of our faith. It does not matter how large or small. According to Proverbs 16:10 and 11, exercising faith and commitment allows God to bestow greatness upon us. And that's what I was saying. God wants us to be great, and he wants us to have the things that we should have. And finally, another what I like out of here, it says Proverbs 6:11 talks about the ant who works to store up food. We must put away and plan for financial difficulty, because there is a great chance it will occur. And if it does, then by utilizing the budget, it will assist us through those situations that we might have. So I just got some tidbits in this workbook, and I thought it was real appropriate for your podcast today.
What is it called? I can't see
it. It's a Brightway consumable workbook that I kind of developed. Oh, actually, it's a workbook that has a calendar in it, but I can share more. It's on my website, so I can share more with it. But I thought it was very appropriate as we go into, talking about the budget today, because again, God wants us to have plenty.
Right.
So if I can share now, let's see, because I'm not, okay, there you go. So I'm going to share, and you can let me know when the budget, if you can see the spreadsheet. Can you
Yes,
see
I
it?
can see it, yes.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So this is a monthly budget that I utilize, and I wanted to share with your audience when we're talking about our budget. So I'm going to talk real quick, and then about how it works and how you can utilize it for your monthly budget. So I know, as we talked about, most teachers, in my opinion, Ronnette, teachers are not paid enough. I'm just going to put it
Right,
out there.
right.
For the amount, for what you have to do.
For what we
I'm here
do.
for our children, which are our future. So you guys do a lot. So, my hat's off to you, a hand clap to you guys. But I wanted to, I hope this will be helpful to those who get paid on a monthly basis. So
Okay.
what I like to tell my audience is that when you start to do your budget, what you should do is you should write down, before you even begin the spreadsheet that I'm displaying on the screen, you should write down all of your income resources, whether you have getting paid as a teacher, or if you're doing anything on this, on the side to generate additional income. And also, I want, before you put everything in the spreadsheet, I want you to write down all of your expenses, everything that you spend your money on. I want you to jot that down, because we're going to utilize that to create your budget. So on this budget here, I'm just going to show some items. Okay, so in the monthly income section, and I did this for August, you see the monthly income is already pre-populated in the calculations and everything. They're on this spreadsheet. So it's really easy. I wanted to make it easy because a lot of people don't want anything that's going to be too difficult.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of apps out there that you can pay money for, but this is just a regular Excel spreadsheet.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, like I said, the calculations are already here, and I'll show you. So, in this case, I got 3,000, so you can change that to 2,000.
Okay.
And you see it automatically adjusts the monthly income over here for you. So how easy is that? Real easy. So again, you would list all of your monthly income here, and it will automatically calculate it over there. Everything. I think you could put in it. And the good thing about this, Ronnette, is that, like, say one month you might have a certain income, and the next month, like, say if you get a bonus at work, or even if you get your when we get our income tax return and things like that, you can adjust it each month. So this is a very active spreadsheet that you can utilize for your own benefit. And we'll talk about how often I think that you should go in and look at your budget. So we're back over in August. And so I've already there's a spreadsheet for September and October. Now, what I like to do is I'll go ahead and create my monthly budget from January to December. And why do I do that? Because mainly, if you've been at it for a while, you already know your income and you already know what expenses you're going to have. So you can go ahead and do it and just adjust it as you go. Okay.
And when you put income, is that the net? It's not the gross, right?
This is your net. This is your net. Exactly. Okay. That's a good question. Yes.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, it's not going to work.
Right. It's going to be your net income. That's exactly right. So that's what you what you get in your paycheck and goes into your bank account. And so if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that I've listed monthly expenses, and I'm just going to run through them a little bit to discuss, because I want to just let you know the things that you should include, because your budget should be all inclusive. Okay. So you've got your rent or your mortgage, you're going to put that there. And if it changes again, expenses, if you go in and if we're going to put $1,000 here, see how it adjusts your expenses up there, and it adjusts your balance. So everything is already all inclusive. Now, electric, utilities, you would identify those and input those in the spreadsheet, whatever you have to pay monthly for your electricity. Gas, and this is gas. Like some people have, I know in my case, I have a Dominion Power, I have a electric bill and a gas bill. So you would include that in your budget. Your cell phone, your groceries for the month. Now, these are your monthly expenses, whatever your car payment is, and then you're going to do your auto expenses. Now, like I said, the budget is all inclusive. So whatever you might have for your expenses and you just allocate it. You just allocate that because that helps you to know what your expenses are, and it covers everything, so you won't find yourself in a shortage situation. Now, I call this bulletproofing your budget because that way, when you include everything, Ronette, whatever comes your way, you've already accounted for it. Okay, does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. So you put miscellaneous on here or
yeah. Well, we're gonna go down. You're gonna see it's all inclusive. Okay, so you got your car payment, auto expenses, student loans. Thank you, Biden, for us that have student loans for giving us a little break and a little reprieve. And credit cards. You got your credit card payment there. Auto insurance. Personal. I even think you should allocate a little bit of money for personal care because that way you've already taken care of anything that might come up. Entertainment, if you want to go to the movies or treat yourself, I think you should allocate funds for that. And like you were asking, see your miscellaneous, that's just what you allow, just in case something comes up. And we talked about how God provides for us. I even say you should put your tithes down as an expense. Because that way you know that it's allocated, it's taken care of, and then that's also helping you to be good stewards over what God has blessed you with, which means right. So I put that in there as my expense. And some people have a water bill, so you can do that. And I just wanted to show you. If you want to add something here, you can add it. If you want to take something away, so if you want to delete water, you do that. And if you delete the expense for that, remember, see how it changes? You're up there. Everything, all of the calculations are contained in the spreadsheet. So I think it's a very useful tool, helpful tool, and it just helps you to cover everything and kind of simplify the budgeting process for you. Ronette, do you have any questions before I continue?
This spreadsheet is part of your book?
This spreadsheet is not part of my book. It's in addition to the book, but that's a good question. In the book, I do have on the calendar, I have a little place marked where you can track all of your expenses and your income, and you can do it manually. But no, this spreadsheet I have, and this, I can make it available to whoever would like to utilize it at no cost. I don't charge for this. I don't charge people for utilizing the spreadsheet. Now, if you want me to consult with you and look at your finances and make some recommendations to you, that we might, might be a small fee involved. But trust me, I don't break the bank. I'm here to help. I'm here to help, not to take all your money. Now we're going to scroll back up and I'm going to show you. So here, this spreadsheet tells you, because it's, it's enlightening, right? It tells you this percentage of your income that you spent. That means how much of your income are you spending on your expenses? And in this case, it's 57%.
All right.
What I like also about this spreadsheet, okay, so what I tell people when I talk about budget, I'm trying not to get too excited. I get so excited about these finance things. So, so when you have your balance here, and this balance is, I call it disposable income, okay?
Okay.
I'm just going to write that here, disposable income. And so people say, well, what's disposable income? Because people don't like those financial terms. Disposable income is nothing but your expenses subtracted from your income, and that's the available money you have after you pay all your bills. That's all disposable income is, okay? So then and even on this spreadsheet, okay, so we talked about teachers getting paid monthly, or anyone can utilize this if, when they get paid. So how is this going to help individuals that get paid monthly? Okay, so what I suggest you do, because listen, if you remember, we over here, we've taken care of everything. We have everything you thought of is been allocated. So this is truly money, excess money you have available out of your paycheck. So I don't, sometimes when you get paid once a month and you pay everything, then if you're not disciplined enough, you'll buy things before you know it, that $2,000, this is just for an example or to depict that, but you would put your actual, you would make your spreadsheet personal for you.
Right.
So I like to say, you can go here to this and listen, if you don't know Excel, call me, reach out to me, and I'll help you through. I can't now, or Google.
Okay.
Google can become your best friend because Google, you can learn. Yeah, it teaches you everything. But I'm gonna show you one quick thing that I like to talk to my clients or customers about. So you do an add sum here, and that's G12, and you do the backslash, that's a divide, and you divide that by 4. And if you divide that by 4, then that means that 4 weeks, for 4 weeks, if you're disciplined enough, you should only allow yourself $533 a week.
Yeah.
Right. So discipline, that's all you have for a week, and then that stretches it out for the month for you. But we've already allocated all of your expenses over here. So we're not going to take and spend $500 a month.
A week, no.
A week, exactly. Thank you. What we're going to do is what I tell my clients is utilize these funds to create your savings account and your emergency fund. Now, when we're looking at your emergency fund, I know you guys have probably heard, and I'm saying guys, but each of you may have heard about emergency fund is 3 to 6 months that you should save. Now, that's 3 to 6 months of your expenses. And why? Oh. Because if something catastrophic happens, you have sufficient funds to either last you 3 months or 6 months. Now, what I'd like to tell people, when you're just starting, if you don't have an emergency fund, then your goal should be 3 months of your monthly expenses. So if we look at, this is $2,866 are your expenses, and you multiply that times 3. So your goal is to save $8,598 in your emergency expenses. Now, don't say, whoa, Regina, that's a lot of money. It is, but when you do it in increments, and when you get there, you'll have such a sigh of relief.
Right.
You're more comfortable because you have that money saved. And it is an achievable goal. Trust me, I know, because what I'm sharing with your guest or your audience, Ronnette, is something that I've done myself.
Okay.
So when you have your emergency fund, and also I think you should have a savings account. So we'll take this $500 because you don't need to spend $500. I suggest you take about, maybe split it in half, $250 to your savings and $250 to your emergency fund. Now, it's not like you still don't have that money, you do, but we're putting it in a savings account. And I tell people, for your savings account, you should probably have about $1,000 in your savings account. And that's because if you have a flat tire, your washing machine goes out or something, you already have money set aside. Now, listen, remember, I keep referring back to over here what we've already done. We've already made allowances for everything that you need to pay. So this is just really, truly extra money that you have. So you put $250 in your savings and $250 in your emergency. And when you get to the $1,000 in your savings account, then you're going to put more money in your emergency fund so you can get to your 3 months of saving. How do you like that, Ronnette? What do you think about that?
You're talking on my alley. I'm ready. I had done that, and then I keep, like I said, you start forgetting, and then you start making a little bit more money, start spending a little bit more money. So then you're like, oh, but I'm back on track now, just watching this, looking at this.
Right. And so, no, you don't want to spend your extra money. You want to put it in the savings because we want to build that nest egg. And so then I wanted to go back over here to talk a little bit about the expenses real quick. So, and one thing before I get too far down the road, I like to take, Ronnette, are you familiar with bill pay, or do you utilize the bill pay in your checking account?
No, only for some things, not for a lot, not for everything.
Right. But some of those reoccurring bills that you're going to pay, I like to use the bill pay, because when you put it in the bill pay and set it up, now bill pay is not all always automatic. Some things you can set up automatic because some people don't like to have someone just take their money without them having control over it. And I'm one of those people as well.
Yeah.
What I do is I do bill pay, and I do want to give a shout out to credit unions. I think I'm an advocate for utilizing the credit unions versus a regular commercial bank because of the fees. I'm not an advocate for us having to utilize. I mean, I don't like to give away money. How about that? I don't like to give away money. But then you can set some of these things like your car payment, your cell phone bill, your utilities and all that. Set it up on bill pay. So when you set it up on bill pay, I should say. So when you get paid, all you have to do is go to the bank and say, pay check, say check, check, check. And those things are automatically paid. And what does that do? Right. And what does that do for your credit? It makes you disciplined enough that you're paying your bills on time. Because one of the things when you talk about credit score, and I know that's a whole nother session that maybe you'll have me back to talk about how do I improve.
Absolutely. Yes,
but
I know I do. I've been working on that. Yes.
Oh, cool. So yeah, we can talk about that, and I can probably give some tidbits on things you can do to help do that. But this is one thing: when you set your bills up on bill pay and everything's paid on time, that affects your credit score. Now, one thing I am going to throw out: if you're with Experian and you put your utilities, cell phones, and those things on Experian and list those accounts, and you have them on bill pay and you're paying them on time, girl, you will see an increase. No joke, I do it. I'm telling you things I do. 40 to 60 point increase in your credit score. Did you know that, Ronnette?
No.
Yeah, and through Experian, and I forget what they call it. They have a term for it. But if you go in and they'll let you go in and add those to your credit report, and then you're going to put them put these on not auto, but put them on bill pay, paid on time. It helps your credit score. It helps your credit score go up. And we'll talk more about that. But now, when you're doing your credit cards, and so things like student loans depend on how much you owe, but credit card, car payments, and things of that nature, when you pay those off, because you're on this budget, and you'll see you can even take. I suggest if you want to pay after you get to your $1,000 in savings, and you get your emergency fund, you can take part of this disposable income here and put it on those credit cards and get those credit cards paid off faster as well too. Pay additional money on those, and that helps. But we can talk about all of that. I know I'm throwing a lot of information out at your audience today, but I'm hoping that what I'm telling individuals about this budget is very, very helpful to them. So I like to delete that off and delete that. Any additional questions with that about the budget?
No, what I'm thinking is this is helpful because if people don't utilize a budget, or just that you don't utilize a budget and you just pay off your bills, like this is what I used to do. I used to get paid and pay all my bills, then I didn't have money left because I didn't budget. So I got paid twice a month, but as soon as I got paid the first time, I'm paying everything and I don't have money for the next time. But if I use a budget, I'll know, like I do now, I pay some things at the beginning of the month, some things in the middle of the month. So it works. But
it works. It helps you to be more disciplined and know where your money goes. And it's also what I like to call accountability. So you're held accountable for what you're doing, your spending habits, your saving habits, and everything. And I'm telling you, millionaires budget, successful people budget. And now after this session, we're going to say teachers budget. How about that?
Right.
And so one other thing before we get away from the budget, I also have a weekly budget spreadsheet. So if you get paid weekly or bi-monthly, you can utilize this spreadsheet, and all you have to do is put in what you make for your income here, your expenses, and also this is nothing but an Excel spreadsheet. And I've already set it up from January to December. So all of the months are here, and all you have to do is drop the amounts in here, like if you're rent is like I was showing on the other screen, $1,100, it
Yeah.
automatically does the calculations for you. So I
Okay.
have everything set up,
Sure
whether
do.
you're getting paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. But again, if you're not an Excel guru, no worries. You got Google out there, and then you got me that you can call me or ask me any questions that you might need to know about budgeting and doing a budget spreadsheet.
Oh,
So
thank you.
you're welcome. I think that just about covers everything for a budgeting in real quick session. That's what it was. I'm
Right.
gonna stop sharing, okay?
And
So I hope that was helpful.
It was. And so I'm going to add your contact information, if that's okay, your
Oh, absolutely.
contact
Yeah.
to the end of this video.
Okay.
And anybody who's interested, they'll have it's going to be like my credit screen. So your
Okay.
information will be there, and your my contact information will be at the end. And I appreciate that. I know we had to get it to under a certain amount of time, and that was perfect.
Yeah, I did. I tried to get it out there, but it's budgeting is not complicated.
No, it's
So, and
not.
I don't want people to shy away from it and be scared about it or anything like that. And there's additional information that we can work on. Excuse me, I probably edit that out. But there's additional information that we can work on to help people get in a better financial position. And to me, the first place you start is creating and doing your budget.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tess.
Okay, thank you for viewing Educated with Oil with Ronnette Branham and my guest Regina Lewis. I don't know why I keep saying Regina Lewis.
Oh, you're fine.
And please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you. Take care. Bye.